Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I get 3 to 5 inbound DMs on my Instagram accounts and create opportunities to make thousands of dollars each month. Now, look, I don't care if your service delivery is amazing. If you don't create daily opportunities to get new deals in, you will be forever stuck relying on cold outreach or just some lucky deal that will land you from you don't even know from where. But if you want a consistent money in your bank account, you need a system to follow that will get you daily opportunities. And the lead generation system I'm about to show you in this video keeps my agency at around 10K per month for over a year now, and it got my one-on-one coaching to 20K contract at 1.5 years ago. This is a screenshot with me and my coach, and this is 15th, that's today, and I made around 800 euros. That's all from agency. And the funnel which I use to get these sort of results is an Instagram funnel, which starts with a high ticket offer, which then you get daily traffic and eyeballs to. It generates you 3 to 5 inbound leads per day, and then you close 2 new clients each week. For that, of course, you need to have a personal or a faceless brand. And in the last video, I covered how to create that, so I'm not going to go into that for now. But once you have your brand set up on Instagram, you need to get yourself some leads. And there are basically 2 ways in which you can create yourself leads. The first one is an outbound system, and the second one is an inbound. Of course, outbound is any type of cold outreach. It can be cold calls, it can be cold DMs, cold emails, in whichever way you are reaching out to people. Now, I did this sort of approach, and it's really time consuming when you do it on your own. You have no control over daily results, which is the biggest problem, right? You need to have a consistent result happening to scale your business, to actually have numbers to work with. And you're going to burn out pretty fast. A second way of getting leads is an inbound system, where you're basically getting people to reach out to you. The ideal system, of course, are referrals. But the issue with referrals is that you have no control over daily results. You don't know when somebody is going to refer you to somebody else. 1 month you can have 5 referrals, and then you can be without any type of referrals for 3 months. So it's not something that's consistent. So you can't really rely your business on just referrals. The second type of inbound way of getting leads is an organic traffic. This is what you know as getting viral, right? And that's all good and everything. You get a lot of views, but you again don't have any control over daily results. So what I mean by that, like, you have no idea when algorithm is going to push your video to go viral. And that's not something that's automated, right? So you always have to create new videos. You daily have to be there, right? Every day you have to create videos. You have no idea when something is going to blow up. And when things do blow up, you have no control over the quality of those leads, right? You want high ticket leads, right? You want the real, like the leads, like, if you have 50 leads per day, but they're all unqualified, I would rather have 2 leads that are qualified people, so I can get my focus to the right leads, right? And not speak to brokies. And that's what happens when you go viral in most cases. And the last type of way to get inbound leads is paid traffic, which I prefer the most. And the reason why I prefer the paid traffic is because, first of all, you have control over who sees your high ticket offer. Right? If you are doing any high ticket offers, your offer is for the specific type of people. It's not for everybody, right? It's not for people that algorithm pushes to when you go viral, right? So you need a control over who sees your content. And this is what you get when you run paid ads. When you run it from Meta platform, like it's Facebook and Instagram, you have pretty much all the information about your ideal clients, because they are taking all our information. Like, you use your phone daily. Everybody uses their phone. So you have all that information when you're running paid ads, right? So there is not going to be any unqualified leads, because your offer is placed towards the right people. Second thing is you have control over the amount of eyes daily, which means if you put in $10 in, you're going to get 1,000 eyeballs. And not just any kind of eyeballs. Like, it's going to be the qualified leads, right? Because the algorithm of the paid part of the Meta knows exactly who your target audience is. Based on your offer, based on the text on your ads, they know to who to show, right? So it's not comparable to cold outreach, because if you outreach to 1,000 eyeballs per day with cold outreach, You have no idea how they qualified. But with this, every one of them is going to be the right type, right? Your ideal client. So like the math is just, it's not comparable to anything out there. And the last part, which is probably the most important thing, is that it's automated. So you create ads once and you just let them run, right? So you leverage your time here. And I had a situation in my agency where I ran the same creative, the same static image ad for 2 years. I changed some things, of course, like I tweaked things back and forth, but it was basically the same thing. The only thing I had to do is to chat with people in DMs. It's pretty non-time consuming, and you don't have to have any employees. Like you just have this paid part of your assets, and that just goes every day. These are some results that you get when you are running paid ads. So you either get a lot of followers or you get a lot of DMs, depending which type of creative and which type of ad campaign you put in out there. I'm gonna cover 2 type of ads here. We're gonna go into the personal brand ads, which is recording yourself when you have a script and you talk. And the second type is going to be the faceless brand ads, which is a lot easier to create. So when you do personal brand, you need to speak to the camera when you're running these ads. So it can't be the direct offer. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to give you, 20K sign up. Like it's not going to work that way. So you have to do an indirect offer ads, which means you're going to talk about the bottlenecks and desires of your ICP. And you can do it in 2 ways. You can have your traffic ad running, which is a campaign, right? You can have people DM you, write you a keyword which is connected to a ManyChat, and then you send them to the lead magnet. From there, because they send you a message in DM, you can start qualifying them with questions in DMs and continue to go towards either sales call or to close them in DMs. Or you can go without the lead magnet. You can just go from traffic ad, make people follow you, and then whoever follows you, you outreach to them and you start a DM conversation. And again, of course, you qualify them with questions in DMs and you push forward to that sales call or to close. I'm going to give you an example of a script for pain-focused personal brand ads. Now, this is one of the last videos which I created on my Instagram, but I have it actually here. Let me see, can it run? I'm not sure, can you hear the sound, but this is the one. You can find it, it's labeled something 0 to 20K. We're gonna go into the script in a second here. So this is the way in which you create the scripts for the personal brand ads. First of all, you have a hook. This all should be around 1 minute, maybe minute and 20 seconds. If you go past that, the viewing rate is going to drop. The retention will not be there, right? So for the hook, if you don't understand how to position yourself as an authority, you will always compete with $200 offers instead of charging 2 to 5K. Inside of the hook, because we're focused on the pain here, this is the pain, how to position yourself as an authority. Because I know this is some of the hardest things which you can master when you are running a personal brand. I started with that, right? And then we transition to the pain point. So most coaches and agencies are still putting out random content with unclear offers. So they attract broke leads who argue over price or they never buy. So this is a pain point. I should better say here that this is the bottleneck. So how to position yourself as an authority is a bottleneck, and the pain is you attract brokey leads who argue over price, right? And then we transition to the solution. So once you package your offer for high ticket buyers and position yourself as an authority, your business will transform radically. The green part is obviously a solution. So that's exactly how I contracted 20K for my coaching offer in the first month of launching it. I rebuilt my offer and content specifically for premium buyers, right? That's the solution. Now, the actionable insight is the moment you realize you're attracting broker leads is the moment you need to reposition for high ticket buyers. So they realize, okay, I'm probably here. I understand. This is the time when I need to act. Now, you add social proof after that. So I've worked with nightmare clients and dream clients, and the approach which got me to dream ones was to restructure my offer, which then filtered out the rogue leads and pulled in premier shark clients with buying power. So you show that you've been there, and you can add numbers if you want to in this part. Now, the last part with the call to action is going to differ depending, do you want to do a lead magnet funnel with this ad, or you want to just get followers. If you want to just get followers, you don't have to have this call to action here. So these ads are not supposed to look like ads. All right. So these ads where you just get a follower. So you don't say anything there. Before, the ads would look like, follow me if you want to, that's gone. Like, it can't look like ad. If you go with follower ads, that's it. So you don't have to have call to action. But if you want to have a lead magnet, so get people to comment the word, then you need call to action, which is if you comment the word brand below, I'm going to send you the exact framework I use to restructure my offer, position myself as the authority, and attract high ticket leads. That's basically one of the scripts which you can follow. This is what I used recently. This is one of the new scripts. There are obviously more examples. You can go for a desire focused. So then it's not focused on the pain here. It's focused on the numbers, the desires of your ICPs. But this is basically the framework which you can follow. But if you're running a faceless brand, you need ads that are much more simpler. You don't have to do all of this, right? You don't have to record yourself. You don't have to studio lights. You don't have to have microphone. You can just use stock footage literally. So these type of ads will be direct offer ads. They're also going to be either pain focused or desire focused, but I like them more when they're desire focused, right? Because then they attract people with the growth mindset, let's say. I use two versions, and this is for my faceless agency brand. It's either the real ads or it's static image ads. For the real ads, it's basically the same thing as this static image ad, but you have it in emotions, right? So it's from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. The way that you structure the text here is you call out the niche, construction companies, you give your offer, and then you have a call to action there. And that's it. Now, of course, there are some nuances which you can add inside. There are layers here. You can talk about the desires right here. You could just call out the niche to be more specific, to speak to the rich part of the niche. There are layers right here. And of course, depending on the niche, depending on your ICPs, you're going to put in different type of things here. But generally, that's all that you need. So call out the niche, get the offer out, and have call to action. And that's really it. And the role of these type of ads is to get ideal clients to either DM you or to follow you, right? So you get these sort of screenshots for yourself. So what's the action plan that you can follow here? It doesn't matter, are you running a personal brand, so you're targeting coaches, agency owners, as I am with this video, or you're running an agency and then you target local businesses, or if you're doing like B2B, any sort of type, it's the same sort of approach because I use the same thing for both of my accounts. You need to write 3 bottlenecks of your ICP. You need to write 3 desires of your ICP, the biggest ones I would suggest, and then you need to create 3 ads. As soon as you can, go and create the ads because you're going to get the leverage of time, which is going to release you from the burden of constantly having to post. When you find an ad that's working, like I told you, like I haven't touched my ad for 2 years and it's been performing literally the same. So then I can focus on other things inside of my business. If I'm always focused on getting the leads in, once I get clients, I will not be able to work again on my lead generation. But if this part is automated, then everything else can move forward for you and for your business, and then you can scale. The ad structure which you need to have is, I'm not going to go into the ads manager here. I'm guessing you know that. If not, just find some tutorial. It's really easy. So 1 ads manager, 1 IG account, and 1 Facebook page, 1 audience. If you are running a faceless brand, you can have 5 to 15 ad creatives per ad set, and 1 ad set is on $10 per day. If you're running a personal brand and you have one of these, like one of these long scripts, you can have 1 ad creative per 1 ad set and $10 also per day. When we talk about the audience targeting, there are differences between local audience and international audience. When you are working with local businesses, you're targeting 1 to 5 million people. So in this sort of situation, you can have 2 to 3 wide interests and just interests. Don't touch demographic, don't touch anything other than wide interests. And don't touch anything else. Like that's all that you need. But if you do international audience and you're targeting 10 million people plus, you need to have 5 to 10 interests, again, wide interests. And you need to add age restriction because it's too much. Like you're gonna get too much unqualified people if you don't do this part here. Now, the realistic pathway for you, if you actually have a good offer, you have a profile set up in a proper way, your Instagram brand, and if you run the ads and write the scripts in a proper way, what you can get is for $10 per day, you can get, let's say realistically when you're starting out, 1 to 3 leads per day, which is 1 to 3 chats started per day. And that's 50 leads per month. So if you invest $300 from 50 leads, you can at least close 2 people, right? In worst case scenario. But it's going to be more because you're running a brand. That's $2,000 per month. And that's the worst case scenario. If you suck at sales, if you don't have a good content, if you have nothing, if you just have ads and you communicate a little bit with people and you jump on sales calls, right? If you have nothing else, like just bare ads, you're going to get $2,000 per month. Now, of course, if you add layers on top of that, where you have the nurturing process, where you have stories, when you do the organic part afterwards, this number is much, much higher. If you want my personal help with all of this and you don't want to do the guesswork on your own, you can book a call down below and we can have a free chat, of course, and see can this system be implemented much, much faster into your own business. So you can have 3 to 5 leads per day and you can close 2 clients every week for your either agency or your coaching business.